Hello racers, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is part 3 of the Mini-B series. And in today's video, what we're going to do is upgrade the motor in the Mini-B. So just as a reminder, the first video of the Mini-B series was to do the unboxing, put it right on the track, and we saw the performance of the car right out of the box. What we noticed is that there was a little bit of a handling issue, so we made part 2 where we put a setup on the Mini-B, and we showed a video at the end of that video which showed improved performance. But in both videos, what we noticed is that the little Mini-B was slow compared to the other cars on the straightaway. It would get past quite easily. So I went back to the parts bin and I found this little motor, the Venom Fireball. Now this is a 28 turn motor, where the stock motor is about a 48 turn motor. So I'm expecting the motor to be maybe not twice as fast, but quite a bit faster. This is about 40,000 RPM motor. The motors themselves are almost identical in size. I measured across the little mounting point, and the holes are about 14 millimeters across, which is identical to the stock Mini-B brush motor. So I think I'll be able to bolt this right in. The shaft on the end is a 2 millimeter shaft, and the stock pinion will fit on. So from that, I'll be able to mount it right in the same mounting hole. Now I think that the gearing on this motor that's faster with the same pinion might be overgeared, but the Mini-B motor mount system, you can see that there's just a couple of holes here. And I found that if you mounted it at this lower hole, it only seemed to take about that 18 tooth pinion, maybe plus or minus a tooth, a 17 or 19. Now the pinions are mod 5 pitch. So they're a metric, almost like a metric 48 pitch. So a standard 48 pitch will not work on these. They're a mod 5 with a 2 millimeter bore, and that was made for like the Associated RC18. So actually I have quite a few pinions from that car. So I do have a lot to change, but what I'm going to do for the part 4 is put on a sliding motor mount. So the other treat for today is that I don't plan any changes, except I might move the shock towers from the inside hole to the outside hole to give the rear more support. We noticed that in the previous videos it was like pushing on power, and I think if I stand the shock up to the outside hole and leave the bottom on the inside hole, I think that'll give the rear enough support that it doesn't push too much on power. So that is a proposed change. We'll see how today goes. Today's going to be more power, and then in the video we'll see how it makes out. Also, my friend Mark Baird will be racing the car today. That's the common theme. I raced the first race, my friend Rob raced the second, and my friend Mark will race the third race. So these will be not new drivers, but new drivers to this car. So with that said, let's go and check out how the car did in the race with the new Fireball motor made by Venom. I'm going to put a link to that below. Here we go, and welcome back. Thanks for sticking with the video. I thought since you see the motor in my hand, you can probably tell that it's not in the car. We're back from our race day testing the Venom Fireball in the Mini-B. People seem to be enjoying this video, so I thought I'd do this follow-up. This Venom Fireball with the stock gearing turned out to be a mistake. What happened? Well, in practice, so we put the the motor in the car, stock gearing, because this has the stock motor plate and it only has a few mounting positions in it. So I wasn't able to use any of my other gears that I have. I have lots of little gears, but the motor plate is not really adjustable, so I thought I'd try the Venom Fireball with the stock gearing. Took the car out for a 5-minute practice. The goal was to let my friend Mark drive the car for the Venom Fireball test. And after 5 minutes of practice, the car just stopped. It seemed to like chug a little bit, and then it just stopped on the side of the track. Seemed to still have its steering. We picked up the car, took it off. Thought, well, maybe the battery got low, which is possible. Fireball would have more power than the stock motor. The battery seemed to be fine. And then we took a temp gun to the motor, and the motor was well over 200 degrees Fahrenheit. This little guy was cooking. It lived up to its name of a fireball because it was burning. Worried about the little speed control in it, because we were still using the stock speed control, and it was about 120 degrees, and it seemed to be hot along this edge close to the battery. Wasn't able to test over there, but it's in a plastic case. There's not a lot of heat sinking around there. So, but when tested, it didn't seem to be the speed control was the issue. It seemed to be the motor was overheated. The motor was so hot you couldn't touch it. We were trying to take the motor out to swap to the stock motor, and just to touch the motor would take the fingerprints right off you. So even the motor screws, we were using a little included Allen wrench to take the motor screws out. You couldn't even touch those motor screws. Those motor screws were probably a couple hundred degrees as well. So this little guy at stock gearing seemed, it was the motor's too high RPM for the stock gearing. It really needed to have smaller gears on it for it to be, for it to work. Give it half a chance even. So did it seem faster? Well, it did seem to be faster on the straightaways. It was keeping up with the other cars on the track, which is the goal of putting the little Fireball in there. We noticed that the stock motor on the straight just seems to top out maybe a quarter of the way down and just putt along. So we wanted to try to use this stock electronics, go a little faster, but the Fireball at stock gearing is way too much. So with that said, I can't recommend the Fireball with stock gearing. So what we're going to do for the next video is I've ordered in one of the sliding motor mounts. So then we'll be able to adjust gearing. Right, I got lots of gears. That's not the issue here. The issue was that the motor mount's not adjustable. So we've got one ordered. We'll be able to change the gearing to tune for the RPM of the motor. And I'm kind of wondering about this motor. As you can see, maybe you can't see, but I'll bring it up close. See that the sticker itself, the sticker on the can, it actually kind of melted it. Shrunk the plastic sticker. So I was kind of worried that this motor may be, might not have survived that test. So what I did is I ordered in one of the new JR's Choice motors, which is a replacement for the Mini-B, and it also comes with the Mini JRX2, and that motor is a 42 turn motor, where the stock motor is a 47 turn motor, so it should have a little more performance. So we'll give that a test in the next video. So thanks for sticking with us. I thought I'd give you that follow-up just so everybody could see some failures along with the success. This is a learning channel. So if you like this kind of video, comment if you want to see more in this Mini-B series. We do have a part 4 planned, but if you want me to keep evolving it, we can certainly do that. So put those in the comments below and subscribe. there's lots of review videos in the works, so hope to see you in those. See you again.